Rob Cairns here. I'm the CEO and Chief Creator of Amazing Ideas at StunningDigitalMarketing.com, a Toronto-based digital marketing agency. Today I'm going to talk to you about the software stack that runs my agency business. Hope some of the things give you some ideas on how you can run your business better. One thing worth noting is I am so not into the shiny tool syndrome, jumping on AppSumo deals and getting the latest and greatest in tools. It just doesn't work for me. I strongly suggest you get to know your tools, use them well, and master them and all the ins and outs of them. As you talk to different people, they'll all say, use this tool, use this tool. Find the tool that works for you. Remember, opinions are suggestive. These are what we use just to give you an idea. But if you find a tool that works better for you, by all means, go for it and dive in. So let us dive in now and see what tool StunningDigitalMarketing.com uses. Email. For email, we use G Suite, and which basically allows Google to host our mail with our domain. We've done that for a number of years. Along with email, G Suite also hosts our calendar. So we use Google Calendar, basically branded as our domain name. That's the easy thing there. Frankly, is the reason for using G Suite. A, it's easy to set up, and B, it has the best spam filters around. So keep that in mind. Appointment booking. We've tried many systems, and we settled a long time ago on appointment-led. Love the software, easy to set up, easy to use. For video conferencing, really, it's Zoom and Zoom all the way. Before we used Zoom a couple of years ago, it was really Skype, but frankly, Skype doesn't have a built-in recorder, isn't as easy to use, the chat's not as good, and there's a number of reasons there. So we really, really love the folks at Zoom and all the great stuff that they're doing. So for that, it's no question, it's Zoom all the way. For web development, we're a WordPress shop, so I make no bones about that. That's our CMS of choice, but again, if something else works for you, use it. Web hosting, it's almost always SiteGround. I'm long done with cheap hosts, and domain registration, namescheap.com, all the way. Notice something here. There's no EIG companies, 1&1, or GoDaddy listed. Been through all those, had bad experiences. And I'll go so far as GoDaddy, that means we won't use Sucuri in our business, and we will not use Managed WP. They're both GoDaddy subsidiaries, not happening here. For multiple website management, we're big fans of Main WP. Been using it for a long time. Shout out to those guys. And shout out to my friend Todd Jones, who does writing for Main WP. Well done, Todd. For project management, ClickUp. I've tried multiple tools, including Notion, Trello, Asana, and many more. And here's the one category I've kind of waffled in the last couple of years. I've gone through tools. They don't work well. I go back. And a big factor for us is what works well on mobile. And frankly, ClickUp on mobile is stellar. On an Android tablet, I often use it on when I'm out and about with clients or on my phone. Well done to the folks at ClickUp, getting mobile. CRM, HubSpot. We actually switched away from HubSpot, tried a couple other CRMs, didn't like them, and ended up back at HubSpot. They've been around a long time. Well, kudos to the guys over at HubSpot. Communication. Beyond conference calls and email, nothing. In our agency, we don't use Teams, we don't use Slack, we don't use any other variants of it because we believe everything can be answered in a Zoom call or email. Those are our processes. And frankly, adding more communication methods was a rabbit hole that I, as an agency owner, didn't want to go down. Accounting. This one might surprise you. Wave apps. We were using QuickBooks, and we were actually under the QuickBooks Partner Program. And the longest story of it is the folks at QuickBooks gave us a really hard time in the fact that they originally offered me the Partner Program, and I just basically said, okay, I'll export my data, I'm gone. And my accountant doesn't really care, so for him, as long as he can do my books, he's good. So we made a switch to Wave Apps about 6 months ago. For email marketing, MailerLite. Before that, we were on MailChimp. I really like the WYSIWYG and MailerLite and the automation. I'm actually on a paid tier, so it's not a case of the free tier not being enough. But for what I'm doing, it's good enough. For clients, I use everything from Keep, Infusionsoft to ActiveCampaign to Drip to you name it. We're pretty capable of doing anything in our agency. Operating system on our computers, we're Windows Shop. For video editing, this one's a good one. It's Davinci Resolve. Frankly, I don't like the Adobe space. Many people have heard me said that. I don't like what they've done with their subscription model. And, at the end of the day, it's not what we wanted. And for video editing, so that takes away Premiere. Also takes away on the graphic editing Photoshop. We also, for a long time, we were using Corel Visual Studio. And frankly, the upgrade path is awful. The last couple of times we've actually emailed support and they've been so not helpful. So we made a switch to Davinci Resolve, never looked back. For audio editing, we use the open source Audacity. It's probably the best piece of package out there. For graphics, Canva, Affinity, and Pixlr. And for some small stuff like image resizing, we use a free tool called Paint.net, available at getpaint.net.com. For general document editing, Google Docs and Office 365, we use both. For cloud storage, OneDrive, Google Drive, and Wasabi. Now, the reason Wasabi over S3 is it uses the S3 API, and also you don't pay for regress. So the only pay you actually pay for is storage. A terabyte of storage on Wasabi is $4.99 US a month. Really cheap. For note-taking, Microsoft OneNote. We moved away from Evernote a long time ago. Much happier. And we get that with Office 365. And in fact, we had the OneDrive to store it. We can use OneNote on our tablet, our phone, and our PC. So that's really good. For hotkey text snippets, we use a program called Phrase Express. Love it. Shout out to those guys. For podcast hosting, like that hosts this podcast, Anchor.fm. Now, one of the knocks I've heard is Anchor's not professional enough. I don't agree. What I wouldn't do with Anchor is record my podcast direct on Anchor. We either record them on Zoom or on Audacity and then edit them and then import them into Anchor. And all these podcasts we do, we actually record the podcast. Some episodes I drop a header on. I certainly drop header music on. And I drop a trailer on where, if you've been a long-time listener, you know the trailer is the same every episode because, frankly, we record it once, we edit it in after the fact. Then we upload it. One thing I like about Anchor, it pushes out to all the other platforms, including Pocket Cast, iTunes, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and more. So check out Anchor.fm. For recording QuickTime videos, we use Loom. For doing automatic transcripts from audio, which we do a lot for podcasts, a site called Otter.ai. And for social media management, we use Hootsuite. We've been a Hootsuite fan for a long time. It works out great. So these are kind of the stack that we use in our agency. I'm always testing new tools, but as I say, I don't change tools very lightly. In a future episode, I think I'm going to take, over the next couple of weeks, our WordPress stack and break it down for you. Some of that might surprise you, what we use, and sort of say this is what we do. And I might also break a couple other things down for you. So as always, Rob Cairns, the CEO and Chief Creator of Amazing Ideas at StunningDigitalMarketing.com. If I can help you anywhere, you have an opinion, drop a comment on the post on our blog. Hit me up on Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn. I'd be glad to talk to you guys. I just want to help you make your business succeed. And I love you all. You have a great day now. Bye for now. Thank you for listening to the SDM Business Marketing WordPress podcast. The show is hosted by Robert Cairns, the CEO and Chief Creator of Amazing Ideas at StunningDigitalMarketing.com. This podcast comes out every week. It's available on all podcast platforms. If you'd like to be a guest on this podcast, please email us at podcast@StunningDigitalMarketing.com. If you'd like to find out more about the digital marketing services we provide, please go to StunningDigitalMarketing.com. This podcast is dedicated to Robert's late father, Bruce Cairns. Have an amazing week. Keep your feet on the ground and keep reaching for the stars. Make your business succeed.